Hello and welcome to Zion again. I'm Pastor Pranschke, and this is part 2 in our series on beginning, where we're looking at the book of Genesis. And we're getting off to a real slow start, laying some groundwork. Today, actually, I'm just going to read a little bit from chapter 2 of the book of Genesis. Chapter 2 in the book of Genesis starts to tell us a little bit about how wonderful everything is. You know, last week I said God made it and it was good. Chapter 2 goes into a little bit more detail. So it talks about how God planted this beautiful garden called the Garden of Eden. And many people call it paradise. And you see that on television every now and then. You see a commercial and they say, oh, get away to paradise. Well, really that phrase paradise kind of goes back to the Garden of Eden. Everything was perfect. Every tree that you could have fruit from that was absolutely perfect. You could eat of it. There was no work that needed to be done. The weather was always great. Everything was perfect. And then God created man. And he realized that man needed to have a helper. And so then God made all of the animals on the earth. And he brought them to Adam, which was the man's name, to name them. And Adam gave names to each and every one of them. And then Adam said to God, God, there was no creature found on the face of the earth that was fit for Adam. And so God caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam. And then God made a very, very special person. And I wrote a song about that a long time ago. And I'm going to do that for you now. So God caused a deep sleep to come upon Adam. I must make a special helper for my man. Helper he can live with and he can love. A helper with the strength and splendor of my seas, but with the beauty and the softness of my dove. I'll take a bone from the body of my man. I'll take the dust from my good earth. I'll mold and make them into a perfect form. With my breath of life, I'll give it birth. And now this special creature that I have made will live as the companion of my man. Together they will grow and multiply my world. As one where they shall stand. Adam, awaken from your dreamy sleep. Rise and see what I have made for you. Here is your helper, warmer than the setting sun, brighter than the morning, cooler than the dew. God, this is at last flesh and bones from me. This creature is my body and my blood. To be called woman, for was taken from man, to bear our children and our love. Thank you, God, creation of woman. God causing the deep sleep, God creating woman. And the man and the woman were together in the Garden of Eden, and it even goes on to say a little bit later in Scripture, and that's going to be for next week, in the cool of the evening, they used to walk with God. They would walk with God. I mean, paradise, absolute paradise. Everything was perfect. Now, God had said to the man when he planted the garden, he did say to him, he said, you can eat of any of the trees of the garden in this place, and every tree that's here. But, there's one tree that you can't eat from. The tree of the knowledge of good and evil you shall not eat, for in that day you eat, you shall surely die. But everything else, God said, it's all yours. It's all yours, and it's paradise. And we'll talk a little bit about why that tree was there next week. But at the end of chapter 2 of the book of Genesis, after it talks about the man and the woman, then God goes on to say this, and we still have this as part of our wedding service. Therefore a man shall leave his father and his mother and hold fast to his wife, and they shall become one flesh. We say that in our wedding services that we do in the Lutheran Church. And Jesus quoted it as well. And there at the end of chapter 2 it says, and the man and his wife were both naked and were not ashamed. Everything was perfect. Everything was perfect. I hope you'll stay tuned next time, and we'll see what went wrong. Thanks. God bless you. Good day.